let's see how we're going here. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, good evening, greetings to all. I am Sir Charles, the Eclectic Geek. I'd like to welcome anyone and everyone back. For those of you who were looking for me last week, I want to start off with an apology there. Had a bit of an emergency. A friend was in a car accident, and I was not going to do my stream because I was making myself available for that in case anything came about because of that. Thankfully, fine, bump on the head, a little bit more than that, but thank you, God, nothing more worse than that. So, regardless, we're back today. So, today we are continuing with Batman's cowl. So, we have got that going on. We are starting bag set number 2. So, previously on Batman's cowl, bag set number 1, we had gotten this far. So we've got the main base, stand down, little elevation with some translucent taller pieces there, and then just very much the skeleton framework in place. A lot of studs to build off of, a very empty interior to try and keep it as light as possible, and obvious differences from like Iron Man's mask, for example, which, no, actually that's a bad example. Pretty much all of them, actually, the busts we've done will be just cowls or shells, but this one they specifically built it with much more of a hollow interior to it to try and not so much conserve pieces, I guess, so much as try and conserve weight, maybe. I'm not sure. But this is where we're at the moment. So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and dive in. Not going to run the Discord server today. I'm going to try and run this without music and see how that goes, just to try something a little different. Been doing a lot of chit-chat more so last time, and when I was getting going last time, Jeremy was throwing a lot of questions for me. We had a lot of chat going with regards to Batman or Batmen in general. So if he's joining or anyone else joins, hopefully we can get that going. If not, I'll throw some anecdotal stuff out as I think of it. But in the meantime, let's at least start the build. So, looking down at the area here, and I apologize in advance for the yawns. I have not been sleeping well in general of late, and last night was no exception. So I will endeavor to keep the yawns to a minimum. So I've just been trying to get the pieces relatively spread out, make it a little easier to find them as we're going along. Hopefully I won't be hunting and pecking quite as much as normal, because I was trying to identify for the most part where pieces were today, but we'll see how well I do with that. But anyway, so starting in, looks like we're going to be starting by building a couple of ear-ish type pieces onto the top here. So we're going to start with a pair of 1x6 plates, and on top of those guys we've got a pair of 1x2s. Now, looking closely here, we've got a little bit of a color shift to the manual. So the 1x6 is black, now we've got the 1x2s as being more of a dark gray. So grab these guys over here. We've got a 1x2 with an angled piece. Pair of those guys. And then we got a 1x3 that's a curved piece with a little bit of a step up on it, like that. So we'll grab 2 of those. So we'll start off by centering the 1x2 on the 1x6. The curved piece will go on the left onto the dark gray 1x2. We need a pair of these guys. And then the other guy goes on the back, kind of the opposite. So kind of looks like we're doing his ears. So this will end up going right on the top, on the left and the right side here, just kind of mirroring each other. So pretty straightforward there. All right, now I'm just going to set the whole thing off to the side, because now for the next series of pieces, we're going to be doing a whole nother sub-assembly piece here. So this whole section, we're starting off with this big plate here. It looks like this is a 8x8, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 1, 2, 4. Yep, we've got an 8x8 going on this guy here. And we've got a red 1x4, which will just go onto the middle of any one side. So my guess is basically just gives us some kind of orientation so we know which way is the front, so to speak. All right. Next is we got a pair of 2x8 red plates that go side by side on this guy. Then those both all 3 of those go onto the bottom. Once that's done, we're going to flip this guy right side up again. Now we know which is the front here, because in the manual, if you look very closely, we see the break of the 1x4 here across the front, so we know that that's the actual front here. So now we need a pair of 2x6s and 1x6s. Nope, that's 1x8. There's a 1x6, and the other 1x6 is right here, hiding in plain sight. All right, so we got a 2x6 on the front and on the back, flush with the front and back, not over the edge. And then we got the 1x6s on the sides, like so. All right. Now, off the corners here, we've got 4 of these nice little curved pieces. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. So some of my personal favorite aesthetic pieces here that we'll just use to kind of close off these corners that got left open by the 1x6s. And they'll plug up onto the 1x6s, which is nice. Now, across the middle here, we've got what looks like a 4x8 plate, which is not that guy because he's too big. There's our 4x8. So he'll go right across the middle there. Now along the back here, we've got a 6x2, but it's a curved 6x2. So it looks like it's going to be this guy right here. So he'll go across the back. And then on the front, we've got a pair of 1x2 plates, which are these guys right here. So left and right with a 2-stud gap between them. All right, now from here we're going to build up with a pair of 2x2 curved pieces. These guys. So that'll go on top of the 1x2s we just put on. Heading off back from there, we've got a pair of 2x4 plates. And then between them, we're going to have a 2x3 plate, it looks like. So we'll put the 2x4s on first. and then the 2x3 will go between it, but back 2. So that's what we're going to be looking at here. All right. Now on top of that, we're going to be putting a 2x4 flat plate with a pair of curved, really tiny 1x1 plates. These itsy bitsy little things. So these guys curve back. From here. And from here. So they'll be flush with the little gap that we created when we put in the 2x3 and set him back a little bit. And then the 2x4 goes flush right up against them. All right, now on the back behind him, we've got another one of the 2x2s that we used in the front here from before. So that'll be in the middle and the back. We've got a similar left and a right, but slightly angled versions of the corner pieces we use off those 1x6s. But these guys will go on each side of that 2x2 to give it a little more definition. And then across the front here to close out this 2x3 area, we've got a bigger 2x3 piece, which goes right in there to close off that whole look. All right. With all of that, we've got basically the top. So, again, being careful where I apply pressure as I'm closing this, so I don't pop anything inwards or in the wrong direction. Looks like it went into place nice and easily. Good. All right. And so with that in place, step 50 there, onto the next page, it looks like we got a whole nother little sub-assembly we got to build here. So I'll just set the whole figure off to the side. All right, looking at this guy, we've got a 6x10, which I'm guessing is this guy. Yep. Off of him, we need a pair of 2x8s, which appears to be the last of the non-black pieces we have. Okay. Then we got a pair of 2x2s, but with corners missing on them. And they're over here. I see one of them. And here's the other one. So, looks like we've got one back corner there. One back corner there. I want to call them bat corners, not back corners, just because the old Adam West bat shark repellent, bat phone, bat radar, bat thermonuclear disarming device. Oh boy, everything was batty on that show. Regardless, moving quickly along. Next page. All right, on top of this guy, we'll start with another 1x8 plate. On each side of him, we're going to have a left and a right of these angled pieces that we were using before. So there's the right side, there's the left side. And on top of him in the middle, we're going to get a 2x6, which comes towards us. Now, this, it looks like, attaches off the edge. So we should have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So we just made this guy another row wider by putting him off the edge instead of having an overlap there. Okay, we're going to grab another 6x10 here and extend this guy in a downward direction. At the bottom here, we're going to take a 1x6, take a pair of 1x2s, and then take a pair of 1x2 angled raised plates. So these guys. So these guys are going to go right into the corners with the 1x2s behind them. And then the 1x2 and the angle next to him, and then the 2x6 right between them. Nice. All right. Now we've got 3 2x8s we're going to need next. I'm sorry. 2x10s it looks like, actually, my mistake. Yeah, 2x10s. So 1, 2, and 3. We're going to need 4 1x2s. And there's a fourth one. And then we're going to need another one of these 2x6s, but with the curved pieces. Alright, so working up from the angled pieces that we put on the bottom here, we're going to alternate 2x10, the 1x2s as a spacer, 2x10, 1x2 as a spacer, 2x10, and then the very top, the 2x6 curved piece. So very nice aesthetics there. All right, on top of this guy, we're going to take another 2x6 curved piece, but bring him down a row so he's just staggered ever so slightly. And then off of here, 2 of these curved step downs, but without the points to them, that we used in the original corner pieces before of this plate when we were putting him together. And they're going to flank the 2x6 we just put on there. Okay. Now once that's in place, we need a pair of 4x10s. We're going to need 2 more of the angled 1x2s. Here's one. Here's the second one. And then 2 more 1x2 plates. Here we go. All right, so working down from the 2x6, we'll put the 4x10s in place. All right, 2 studs in on each side is there when we will then go ahead and place the 2x1 plates, and then 1 stud in on each side so that they're centered. We put the 1x2s next to each other like so. Trying to use the light to give you an idea of where everything's actually placed. Hope that helps some. All right. Okay. Now we need a 1x4 and then 3 2x6s. 2, 3, 4. Yep, 2x6s. I was right. Okay. So the 2x6s are going to start up 1 row from the very bottom here and go on here, and then on the other side. This 1x6 is going to go across the middle with a 1 row overlap with the 2 that we just put on. And then we've got this 1x4 just going right on top of, right above him. So those 4 go in place like such, basically forming a U shape. All right. Okay, we got another 1x6, another 1x4, and then 2 more of the curved 1x2s that I apparently am starting to really like. Okay, so these guys will come off from the bottom of the 1x6 or 2x6s we just put on in the corners here. This 1x6 is going to center up between them. And then this 1x4 is going to connect over the 2 1x2s we connected before. And actually kind of go over the gap that was between them. Interesting. All right. Now I'm going to take this nice big 6x8. No, this is not what we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Yeah, I guess it is a 6x8. My mistake. Okay, it is what we want. With the 6x8 and a pair of 1x4s, 1 and 2. This guy, this 1x4, is going to go up 1 from the other 1x4 we just put into place. The 6x8 goes right above him, and then the other 1x4 right above him. This is getting to be one flippin' dense piece right here. I mean, there's a couple of air gaps in here, but not much. This is going to be a pretty bulletproof cowl here, that's for sure. Wow. I wonder how many Legos it takes to be bulletproof. I want to say they did that on Mythbusters, so I'd be surprised if they didn't. Okay, next page. All right, got the 6x4 and 2 more 1x4s. So again, working up again with the 1x4, 6x4, and 1x4. Perfect. And then centered on him, we get another 2x4 flat plate, which is right here. And that basically becomes the top of this guy, which now is going to be the left side. Okay, hold on. All right, looking at the diagram here, we've got the little indicator there. That is going to be the plate display. So if that's the front, we're putting this on here. This is the back. So this is the back of the cowl. All right. So we want this to go on with the 2 in the middle going up. And again, just applying pressure uniformly. I feel like I've got that on there too high, but looking at the diagram here, we've got this angled piece here, and the back of it is shaped like that, and to me that's what the diagram is showing right there. So looks correct. I'm going to keep running with it. We'll see how it goes. All right, so now we're going to be doing one side, either the left or the right. I'm going to guess the right side. We'll see. We'll start off with this 6x10, and on the bottom here we'll grab a 2x2 and oops, I missed. center him up on there. Then we'll grab a couple of those 1x2 pointed pieces, a left and a right. Of course, I grab two lefts naturally. There's a left and a right. And they will flank him, again, to give the whole thing some definition. Building up from here, we're going to need a 1x6, a 2x2 tiny left wing, ta-da, a 2x2 flat plate, and a 1x2 flat plate. So we've got a 1x2 flat plate, 2x2 flat plate. We've got the 1x6 coming up, and then we've got the tiny wing at the very top of that. Next to him, we've got the 4x4 plate here going off to the right. And then we've got a right 1x2 wing. Again, where are you? Here you are. And he'll go off at an angle like so. Now, even though it has me working up right, we're building up from the bottom here. We need a 2x3, and then we need a left wing 1x4. So he's going to stick two out, but flush to the bottom. And then we got the 2x3 underneath him. So that's step 69. Heading on to 70 here. I need a left and a right of the 2x2 wings. I need another one of these really tiny curved 1x1 flat plates, which are just too flippin' tiny. You do not want to lose those in a carpet, that's for sure. You will find it at 2 o'clock in the morning when you step on it. And we need a pair of 2x3 plates. All right. I'm going to work off of the 2x3, which appears to go right here. Yeah. He goes here with his partner next to him there. The curved piece just kind of sticks off the top of him right there. And then the wings go left and right underneath it. So they end up actually sticking out kind of over the little 2x2 plate we put on place before. So that's interesting. Okay. And then on top of all of this, we put a home base. Ta-da! Okay. So now we actually, I'm going to say we build the bat ear. So on the bottom of him, we're going to add a 1x4 to make the whole bottom uniform. Then we're going to close off the bat ear top with a 1x2. And this goes there. So part of the bat ear is going to be that. The rest of the bat ear is going to be this piece that goes right next to it. Yeah, you tell me that doesn't look like a bat ear right there. Seriously, come on. Absolutely it does. All right, now we're going to flip the whole thing over. We've got another 1x4 plate with a right pointing 1x2. So we put that onto the 1x4 apparently. And then with the whole thing orientated like this. It goes on like so, just to give the ear just that little bit more definition. Okay, still keeping it flipped over. We've got this right side 1x2 really tight triangle. This guy. I've got another right 1x4. Now they're going to build up from the 2x3 that we put on here earlier, so that just gives us a place to start. And we just simply build up straight from there. All right. On the back of here, we've got a pair of these curved brick 1x6s. Which will just add a bit more definition and depth to the ears. And then flip the whole thing back over. And we've got the left ear. All right, so you can tell from the way that this guy is lifted up, we've got a bit of a gap here. So we're obviously not connecting to these lower studs, we're just connecting to this portion right here. So we need to align this here. That's where everything connects in. All right. Not bad for one side. Now, when we attached it like that, the 1x6s that we plugged in from this side are now basically pinned against the head, so we don't got to worry about them coming apart, which is very nice. Again, a good locking in design feature. All right, so now basically we're going to do the exact same set of steps, but for the right ear. So this whole sequence should go pretty quick. Take the 2x2 on the bottom. We got a right 1x2. We got a left 1x2. We need the 1x2 plate, 2x2 plate, the 2x6, and then a left 2x2 wing. So 2x2 goes there, 1x2, the 2x6 builds up straight from him, and then we've got that guy building up on there. All right. From here, we take this other 4x4 and this other wing piece. He comes off the bottom like so. Again, we build up from the bottom this time. We've got another 2x3 piece. And then we've got this other opposing wing that just comes down the bottom. All right, we've got another pair of 2x3s. Left, right wing, and one more tiny little curved piece. Looking at this guy, we've got the tiny little curved piece going right here. We've got one. Sorry, piece of hair in there. One of the 2x3s, two of the 2x3s. One wing, other wing, and then we grab the last home plate and he goes right on top of that, like such. We start the ear assembly by grabbing this nice long piece, the 1x4, goes in the bottom of him, The flat 1x2 goes on top of him. And then we build up the ear there with the other earpiece connecting next to him. We're going to flip the whole thing over now. I'm going to grab the last 1x4 with this pointed 1x2. Once that's on there, we'll take this guy. He gets attached there for some extra support. We take the 1x4 wing off the base of the 2x3 that we had before, as I mentioned. We take this other really sharp triangular piece, extend that down. We take these 2x6 bricks, one and then the other. Ta-da! Again, very much an ear. Flip the whole head back over. And now this goes on to the other side. Now again, what's really nice here is I didn't notice this before when I was putting this together, but the gap that we built into it when we put this tiny little 1x6 piece on here before, with the notched piece here and this 3x1 1x3 piece, this little gap that it created right here is exactly where the ear rests, the base of the two 1x6 bricks that we just put together. So trying to figure out how to show this best, get the light to shine on it there. So this little base here, so when we're resting it into place, it literally just locks, keys in, press it in from the sides, and it is perfectly positioned. You really can't misalign it to get it into place. And now from the back, there really is not much mistaking that silhouette, that profile, that look. Yeah. You're from Gotham, you know what that means. So, with that said, we've now got bag set 2 complete. So, now, obviously, he still doesn't look a thing like him. We haven't gotten there yet. Still got to figure that part out, but one more session, one more bag set, one more week, and we will have the cowl. We will have that. So, should probably go out this much time next week, I'm thinking. After that, we'll be heading on to Old Yoda. So, really looking forward to that one, that build too. That'll be probably a good 2-month build. I'm going to definitely take my time and enjoy that one. Hopefully we'll have some more people on next week for more interaction. I didn't advertise nearly as much as I wanted to this week. I apologize for that, for not as much interaction. Probably will go ahead and turn the music back on next week as well too. So, but regardless, I am Sir Charles, the Eclectic Geek. If you haven't had a chance, take a look. I've actually started getting some IT videos out there. If anyone does have any requests, suggestions, anything they would like to see, questions at eclecticgeek.guru. Yes, that is definitely a mouthful. I'm always looking for suggestions, comments, and whatnot. Please feel free to send them my way. I look forward to hearing back from anyone. And thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great evening.